So what is all of this confusion and chaos and conflict doing for you? Things aren't necessarily going the way you want them to go, and you believe you know what is going on, and really you don't. Everything and everyone is shifting. People, politics, health, wealth, love, fear. Everything is shifting. So basically, following the definitions of others has become sort of extinct. This chaos is bringing new information into the system, and it is not yet assembled into fresh construction, so it begins to become confusing. Do you really know what you are doing, where you are going? Answer is probably no. You know the world is upside down, the earth is trembling in its boots at what is happening right now, and you're scared and upset, because no, you don't know. The best part about how humanity is changing is that nobody knows how the change will manifest. Many people believe they know based upon their beliefs, yet no one really knows what we are capable of since we haven't been here before. Think about the difference in communication. We've come from writers taking news from village to the printing press to the telegraph, and now we have the internet. Soon we will have remembered mental telepathy and will simply know not only what others are thinking and feeling, we will have access to what is called cosmic consciousness, the cosmic mind. Remember, in the realm of the invisible there is no time. We rely on time because of our rotation around the sun. Yet time is relative, as Einstein proved, and it is even more relative when you are allowing the etheric to emphasize itself in your life. We're going to step out of time into timelessness together. It is in this transformative no space, no time that you will find the answers you are seeking. So long as you stay in the position you are presently in, you will, stay in the position you are presently in. What you want right now is to gravitate toward the frequency of love, whatever that means to you. Look at the revolutions that are going on. People are rebelling because governments have not been ones of love, of caring for the people. They've been built on power and control. So the citizens join in like frequency and create a demand for respect, which is love, freedom, which is definitely love, and a government that is responsible within its own love to the people. In the same way, everyone you have worshipped or held in high esteem is a true mirror. You will begin to realize you are the same as those people you have put on pedestals, or not. You will begin to act the way you have worshipped for years. How this will change the world. This is autonomy. This is freedom. It is no longer living by rules that do not serve the whole. You know when you're lying to yourself, and that time could be now. It's the only way you feel you're safe, and you know very deep down that eventually, or you can call that soon, the whole thing is going to crumble. And when it crumbles, what then? You don't know. Wanting to be a go-getter can present some issues, climbing the social, business, Wall Street ladder, all that stuff. Your heart is the go-getter, and you don't know it. Not knowing how it works means you're just going to go and get more and more of what? And this can make you very afraid. Those who are not aware are afraid. They look everywhere for answers. So I ask you, are you willing to be that answer? You will most likely be very surprised at some of the people in your environment who come forward and ask you to assist them in understanding. Will you be ready to assist them? This is not to say you have to make them comprehend the same concepts you do. You simply want to be able to give them all of your love, neutral, impersonal love, so they will realize there is nothing to fear. Some people may be angry at that which they don't understand. This is where your patience and appreciation of their standpoint come in. This does not mean you must condone what they are saying or doing. It does mean you can only assist them by not judging them. Rather be a mirror of peace and resiliency, so they too may realize this is possible. Old structures are collapsing. This includes the areas in which your physiology is not being supported by your lifestyle. As the faster frequencies of the invisible become more and more visible because humanity is beginning to align with these frequencies, all of the areas in which your body is not performing at optimum will be affected. Since many of you believe enormous changes are occurring, you find you have resistance to certain changes in your life or environment. This sets up an incoherent frequency in your body, and it rebels in the only way it knows how, by exerting its influence over your consciousness. It says in so many words, if you continue in this way, I will cause you pain. Then you'll pay attention to me and do something to end the pain, be it physical, emotional, or mental. Your body only knows how to communicate in one way, by making you feel something you like or do not like. What your body desires of you is the recognition that it is the house of your divinity. Rather than following the mass consciousness, the mass consensus, and all of its fear and confusion, think and feel in autonomy. Demand that you respect yourself so well that your body will feel it deeply. Then all of the confused frequencies will dissolve and resolution will be felt in your body. When you change the way you perceive your life, then all the changes can occur. Feel the love that is possible for yourself first, and then let it flow out to the environment around you and to the world at large. It is a magnificent experience you are having in physical duality, your home of contrast. It is a just-in-time universe. You get what you give. Perhaps you haven't allowed yourself or even taken the opportunity to sit down and listen to someone discuss a topic you don't personally understand that might have benefit in your life. Why would you? After all, you know it, and you might even know it all. Who knows? You might be the next spiritual leader or an up-and-coming billionaire, yet you don't know. So first, and this is the most important piece, slow down. Find a pace wherein you have time to be present with each moment. Without this application within your life, all else will be much more difficult. Then allot at least half an hour a day, more if you will, to sitting with yourself in sacred silence. And I say sacred silence because you will be offering yourself the opportunity to go into what I call the Holy of Holies of your heart's temple. You will be sitting with the divine within you, the presence of your essence. As you do these two things, slow down and sit in silence, your entire life is going to change. Everything will take on a much different meaning. You will not believe this until you do it. And don't try to do it. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it. So make this first and foremost, and all of the other experiences you have in your life will fall into place. Then, when you've gotten used to being quiet, you can begin listening to the voice of I Am. It will speak so loudly and clearly to you. That which is usually a whisper will become an overriding voice that will literally take over in a very sweet way, the very commanding voice of your mind. This will hold you through all of the transformations. There is nothing at all to fear if you are able to remain in a state of love without expectation or anticipation, and that is a big one. What causes the fear is when the anticipated or expected results are not seen. Then the supposed love disappears and people become very afraid. Since no one knows what each of us is going to be experiencing in the next moment, what is there to fear? Remember that if you allow yourself to remain in fear, you are resonating with those who are living in confusion. And you can only bring more confusion and fear into your life by doing so. Your biology will begin to catch up with the transformation, and the symptoms of change will be less. You will realize you have control over what is happening in your lives, and blame will appear useless. You will begin to realize that nothing is wrong. You will understand what it means to have multidimensional communication going on. That's another reason why it's important to slow down and listen. You can't hear on the phone when you're talking. Etheric awareness will become stronger every day. You will begin to understand your natural ultra-sensitive powers and use them. That is one reason why I emphasize that you learn to stand up for yourself and be authentic. You cannot find your extrasensory abilities when you are cowering beneath the fear of suppression. You must be coherent. You must be present within your own field for this to take place. Remember, incomprehensible means impossible to understand or comprehend. And the changes are incomprehensible, because we have not yet arrived fully into the depth of the transformation. It is taking place as we speak, yet what the outcome will be is always uncertain. In truth, there is no final outcome, because we are infinite. So once certain changes take place, then more will come. This is not some final ending. It is simply a revolution of a cycle, and then another cycle begins from that point. If we cannot say what next week will look like, how can we say what the outcome of the future has the ability to hold?